54, 60. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Freshly Charged. Jimmy with Andrew, and in today's video we have a treat. We have the fastest electric dirt bike we've ever reviewed and one of the fastest electric dirt bikes in the world. Andrew, what do we have?
We have the Altis Sigma MX. This thing's a beast. Super excited for this. This one goes up to 62 miles per hour, and you can also get the model that goes up to 75 miles per hour, but finally it's here, and I'm about to hopefully not break myself on it.
Before we get started, let's just talk about the unboxing, the whole experience. This came in a nice wooden box. Everything came packaged very nicely. The only issue was we didn't have any instructions.
It is a little bit tricky. I'm sure in the future they're gonna come with instructions.
Let's go over this bike from top to bottom.
The cockpit is beautiful. It's got this beautiful TFT LCD display in the center. You have ability to unlock it with an NFC card reader as well. So you have a red key. The red one will allow you to unlock race mode. The black one will just the basic sport mode. Turn that on and off. And then to adjust through the speed levels, we just move to the left side and we should be able to access the race mode. And one of the easiest menus to navigate through the menu. So in order to access the menu, just hold down the M sign. And instead of having to remember P settings, it shows them clearly what you're going to be doing and unlocking and adjusting on here. In order to get to race mode, you just have to go down and enable the race mode on there.
And what is race mode? What does that offer?
It offers us to be able to tap in the 22,500 watt motor and hit speeds of 64 miles per hour. And then on the other models, you can go up to 75 miles per hour. So pretty insane. This one is more the motocross version. And we're gonna go over the differences between the MX version and the 1919 version. Biggest difference is tire sizes, initial torque. Continuing on with the walkthrough, we have these big beefy hydraulic brake levers for motorcycle grade brakes. For the lights, you actually have a daytime running lights, low beams, and high beams. Also, motorcycle grade horn.
Every time the kickstand is down, it puts the bike into park mode, so the throttle is deactivated. When the kickstand is up, you're able to use this button to toggle between park mode or active mode so that you can make your throttle live.
It's got a full twist throttle. Below the display, you have the adjustments for the suspension. There's 200 millimeters travel in the suspension, and it's air suspension with a 50-pound coil in there. You can adjust the preload and also the rebound on the right side. This is one of the first electric dirt bikes that reminds me of a traditional dirt bike. On this bike, we have a 19-inch front tire. On the MX and also the standard version, they're both the 19-inch tires. The biggest difference is the rear tire is going to be smaller. Moving down, you can look at the suspension. These are nice and beefy compared to other electric dirt bikes that we've ever tested. Moving down below, you have a 260 millimeter brake disc, which is a motorcycle grade brake disc with 4-piston hydraulic brakes. And then this is a 70 by 100 19-inch tire made by CST. Off-road treading. Right behind the front tire, you have this big beefy controller, a 250 amp controller pushing tons of power to the motor right behind it. This is where the motor is located. This uses the Tesla hairpin technology, and you can max output at 22,500 watts. Just insane how much power is being driven through this bike. Inside of the seat is a battery compartment. Push it open. Now we can access the battery. And inside you'll see this massive battery that's 97.2 volts, 35 amp hour battery with Samsung 50S battery cells. Battery monitor on the right side. And one cool feature that I've seen that they've added that we don't see on a lot of these electric dirt bikes is ability to charge from the exterior. So when this cover is down, you can actually access the charge port. Great for preventing theft, so you can actually lock the steering wheel. You have a steering wheel column lock, so that if someone tries to wheel it away, they're just gonna go around in circles. So it's locked into place. And you also have nice charge ports to charge all sorts of different peripherals. So you have a USB-A charge port built into the frame and also USB-C charge port built into the display. Underneath the seat, you have a 550-pound coil suspension where you can adjust the preload and the rebound. On this version, the MX version, we actually have a 44-tooth sprocket. On the 19 by 19 version, you're gonna have a 39-tooth sprocket. So this is gonna give us a little bit extra torque. The MX version is really designed for more off-road use, where the regular 19 by 19 version is designed for more street and light off-roading. And then the 16-inch tire is a little bit wider from what you see in the front. The measurements on this tire is a 90 by 100 by 16, and it's also a CST tire. A 220 millimeter brake disc with 4-piston hydraulic brakes. And this charger is massive. This is a really cool charger. It allows you to charge at a crazy rate. 112.5 volts with 12 amp output. It's a 35 amp hour battery, so you should be able to charge this in about 3 hours. And if you're at 20%, about 2 hours. In total, this is a 97.2 volt, 35 amp hour battery. So you have 3,402 watt hours.
All right, we already have this thing freshly charged. It's 100% and ready to go. We're gonna get on our safety gear and then we're gonna take it for a spin. He is going fast. We are having a lot of fun with this. Andrew, first impressions.
It's insane. This is pure insanity and I'm loving it.
We've been ripping around in the neighborhoods, on the streets, on trails, and we're just having a grand old time.
Kind of just show you the power that can be generated from this. Let's change this to race. This thing's a beast.
Hitting 65 for the freewheel spin test. We're gonna go find a place to really test this thing out and then tell you what we love about it, what we hate about it, and who we think should get the Sigma MX. Stops on a dime. We are having so much fun on this. Andrew, what do you think about this ride so far?
Man, it's just incredible. It's so fast, it's really smooth, brakes well. Out of all the electric dirt bikes we've ever tested on the channel, this is by far the best one.
We're here on our standard high-speed test track. We're not gonna try to break any speed records, but we're just going to get a sense of how it handles as we push it a little bit. Let's just talk about the suspension. We went through kind of the really bumpy part of that road. How did the suspension handle all those bumps and cracks?
Nice and plush. One thing I noticed is I didn't feel like I was gonna get bucked off. So some of these electric dirt bikes is that when you hit these bumps, the suspension doesn't feel great and it feels like you're about to be thrown from the bike. And I don't feel that at all on this Altis Sigma MX.
Do want to reiterate some of the safety features here. When we're parked, even though the bike is on, we can put it in park mode by pushing this little yellow button here, and that'll make it so that the throttle doesn't work. The throttle is not live. These things are not toys. I have a lot of the kids in the neighborhood asking me, can I try this? And I always say no, because these are not toys. These are well, I guess they are toys. They're toys for grown-ups, okay?
I'm not really a racer. This is not my specialty. I just love adrenaline, so I'm willing to press the limits of it. So we're just gonna show you what the top speed is that I can get comfortably. For me, I've already hit 60 miles per hour, so maybe I'll hit that 62 mile per hour top stated speed. $54, $60, $63, $63 miles per hour, $64. This thing's insane! Just insane, holy cow. Holy cow. So fast.
You were screaming down the road pretty darn fast. What were the top speeds you hit and how did it feel?
I hit 64 miles per hour and it felt great. Kind of worried because this is off-road tires, and so I didn't feel like I would feel planted, but didn't feel unsafe at all. Ultra stable, and the craziest thing was instantaneous power that came from this machine. We do a lot of speed runs on here, and we typically take about 3/4 or one full length of this run to get top speeds. I was reaching top speeds just within 1/4 of this track.
Hits the top speeds as advertised. This, of course, is a dirt bike, and so we would be remiss if we didn't try it out on some dirt trails, and that's what we're gonna do right now. How's the trail riding feeling?
I'm very surprised because I was worried about being 200 pounds. Not the best dirt biker, and let alone electric dirt biker, but feels ultra stable. The suspension feels nice and cush, and then the best part is just the power band on this is so controllable. If you want to go at a lower speed, you have full control, but if you just want to unleash it and just let it rip, just pull back on the throttle and it just takes off.
With this bike, it's really encouraged us, it's inspired us to go to places we've never been before in this park. So we're exploring these fun trails, having a great time. We're going to talk about what we love best about this bike. It looks amazing. The red colors and the seat with the black body, it just looks really sharp.
This thing comes with a massive controller, high voltage battery, better suspension than most, and it's just ready to rock and roll right out of the box. Especially for the price point. Yeah, you buy a $4,000 bike, you put $2,000, $3,000 into it, and it's not as powerful as this Altis Sigma MX. I do love that it comes with a very crisp display, ultra strong 4-piston hydraulic brakes, and then it also has very nice thick brake pads where Most of these electric dirt bikes, after a few hundred miles, you've already roasted through the brake pads. One of my favorite things about the Altis Sigma is the geometry of this. The other electric dirt bikes that I've tried in the past, I feel like a giant on a mini bike where I'm kind of compact. This feels like a natural riding feeling. It doesn't feel like I'm just oversized compared to the bike.
These electric dirt bikes, because there are fewer internal components, they tend to be really slim and slender. And if you want something of substance between your legs, this is the bike.
I do love how this motor operates. So it uses the same technology that Tesla uses. It's called a hairpin motor. You can feel just how smooth this motor works and operates, and the ability to really engage the power instantaneous. That's why I feel like I can accelerate way faster on this than I have on any other personal electric vehicle that we've tested on the channel. And this bike has some really great safety features, from the NFC card reader, the steering wheel column lock, and you can also download an app for proximity locking and unlocking of the bike. The front light's great because you can adjust the angle on it. You also have daytime running lights, low beams and high beams. And then right behind it, what I really love about this bike is that it has a motorcycle grade horn.
We're gonna keep riding. At our next stop, we're gonna talk about where this bike can improve.
There was one feature that we didn't even know what this did. I didn't notice it earlier, but it's a reverse function. So you hold this down and now I can go in reverse. Holy cow, that's pretty cool. That's really nice because this bike's almost 200 pounds. So if you need to get it out of a tight spot, rather than having to push it backwards, you can just press on the reverse.
Nice. We're having a good time with this. There are some areas for improvement.
There's no instructions, kind of a bummer. They need to have instructions for the common person. Yes, there's some videos out there, but they're kind of like self-made videos. They need to have an assembly video, or they need to have some quick start instruction guides that walk you through how to set up the bike. One thing about the assembly of this bike, the steering column and the handlebars are not aligned perfectly with the front tire. It's very minimally off from being centered, but kind of annoying that I have to go in and adjust this to make it perfectly straight. I would like if they offered this in two different tire options. Whether you get the MX or non-MX version, they always come with off-road tires. It'd be nice for people who ride mostly streets to have the option rather than having to install them themselves. One thing we keep noticing as well is this keeps popping open for the key. So what I would think is they either just need to get rid of the cover or find some way for this not to pop open while you're riding. The stickers on the plastics are already coming off. Right here, it's coming off. I like the look of the branding and the stickers, but it just is not sticky enough.
And Andrew didn't notice it because he's going just about faster than the speed of sound, but I can hear it. There's a little bit of rattling every now and then.
If you're looking for the best high-powered electric dirt bike that isn't going to break the bank like a Stark Varg, this is by far the best electric dirt bike that you can get at a budget-friendly price.
If you are an experienced dirt bike rider, but you're thinking about getting into dirt bike riding just because of all the convenient factors that we've talked about, this should be one that will be able to fit your needs and even grow with you as you continue to ride. So we're moving into spring. That means bugs. I just got a mouthful of bugs. I was smiling too big from all the fun I'm having. Gotta close that. Check out our full written review at freshycharge.com. And remember, when you guys ride, wear your safety gear.